Coming up on Living in Diz News, date-based tickets are coming to Disney World.
Candlelight processional narrators have been announced.
And expanded early morning magic is coming to Disney World. All that and more
On
Living in Diz.
Reactions from the couch.
So, Disney is moving to a date-based pricing system.
So each individual calendar date comes with a specific ticket price. So it could be cheaper one day and more expensive the next day.
Correct. And when you go on the Disney World website, you will have an interactive calendar for ticket pricing, and it will designate each day and what the different cost will be for those days. If you do not like this system, if it does not work for you because you can't be flexible, there is an option called flexible start date. So to summarize our 3 points with the new system, each individual calendar day is assigned a specific ticket. There is an interactive calendar that you can use for purchasing, so it's all laid out nicely. You can see what they are. And thirdly, there is an option to just wipe this all out together and go back to the way it is now before it changes on the 16th of October, which is a flexible start date. So let's dive a little bit deeper into each one of those points. So guests will be able to search for lowest priced days to maximize their budgets. So you can look at the calendar, you can kind of play with it if you're flexible, and instead of, say you were planning on leaving on a Saturday, but it's cheaper to leave on a Wednesday, you can play with that. Once you select the date on the calendar, and it's for whatever number of days you set it for, it's going to string it out, add it up for you, and tell you what the cost will be. So you can move that and play with it by just moving the calendar around the date, the start date, and it will give you a new number.
And like I said, each day has different prices. So as there's an example up on the monitor. So one Saturday could be $84. Like the next Saturday could be $94. That's just messing with your money.
Yes, we'll talk about that in a little bit, and why we think that's happening. And there could be a window that pops up as we look at sample photos that was released by Disney, and it's as you can see, we'll put it up here, months offering the lowest price per day, and it's showing, for example, February and March of 2019. And just so you know, it looks like you would have to use these tickets on consecutive days, like as a group, but Disney is saying that the tickets do not have to be used on consecutive days, but do have to be used in entirety during the date range provided. If you want to go with the flexible option, the prices are not available as of yet, as of recording this today on the 26th of September. Those prices are not available, but there will be a flexible price that you can pay to keep everything the same as you've always known it. So every day pricing will be the same every single day. And one thing that you don't have to worry about, if you've already booked a trip that goes into October 16th and beyond, nothing's going to change. Your pricing will not change. Whatever you booked at, it's going to stay that way. So don't worry about that. You're free and clear of that. They don't have to be consecutive, but they do have to be used within a 14-day window of your start date. Disney is trying to control the crowds. So they know exactly when they're busy, what days they're busy, what weeks they're busy, what months they're busy. They know. So what they're trying to do is control the crowds by making it more expensive on the busier days and weeks.
I think that's good, and that's like a good way to try to do so, but I feel like the way Disney is, and so many people go there, I think they're just going to pay anyway.
They're trying to create a better experience for park guests to filter out the crowd a little bit, but people are locked in to vacations too. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with people when it comes to having to choose. Here's my thing for annual pass holders. My opinion is I don't think it's going to affect us. Based on this, we're actually season ticket holders for the New England Patriots in living in Florida. But what happened was the NFL went to this type of pricing 3 years ago or so, and what happened was I started to see popular teams come in, and my ticket would be about $75. But when a lower level team came in, that same seat would be $25, $30, much less. So the overall picture, what I paid for my season tickets before and after this change was the same. We paid the same exact price to the penny, but when you look at the individual tickets, they were different prices. So if that makes sense, I don't see how that they could increase the pricing of our annual passes, because all in all, it's a whole year. We're looking at a whole year where it's not just a microcosm of a few days. So I think we're going to be okay. What do you think about Disney hitting your pocketbook to try to even out the crowds?
Please
let us know.
Down.
Do you think it'll be more money in the end? Comment. On to the next story on this all-news edition. Reactions from the couch.
The Candlelight Processional narrators have been announced, and there's going to be new food booths at the holidays.
There sure is.
Festival of the Holidays, sorry.
There sure is. And what did we say last week? When there's a festival, there's food. So there'll be more food to try. It's Food and Wine Festival year-round, but we just changed the name in the front of the festival, I think.
And like the festival.
Festival of the Arts and Wine Festival. Right? Flower and Garden Wine Festival.
Food festival. Okay.
So normally we won't go through the whole list of performers for any of the concert series and things like that. This is kind of a shorter list, and there's some pretty cool ones to want to see. So if you've never been to the Candlelight Processional, it's this whole production, as you can see pictured there, on stage in the American Pavilion. It's a beautiful sight to see.
Very, very beautiful.
And it's the holiday story as told by celebrity guests, which is pretty cool. And it's just beautiful music, the chorus. It's just like being at church, in a church setting, and just listening to the beautiful story of Christmas. Some of the highlighted people that I think that we should mention that will be celebrity readers.
So the first one, I'm really, really excited about this one, and we have to go see it. Luli Carvalho, and if that name doesn't ring a bell, Luli Carvalho plays Moana. She voices Moana, and that's going to be amazing.
I'm a fan of Helen Hunt. I've been a fan of Helen Hunt's for years and years and years. You can look her up if you want, but she was on one of my favorite sitcoms back in the day, Mad About You. She was also in the movie Twister. I'd like to see her, and she is a new addition to the show, and she'll be there November 24th to the 25th. Moana is going to be there.
Luli Carvalho.
Yes, on December 21st through the 23rd. Jodie Benson is...
Sounds familiar.
She's not back here. You're holding her! You're holding her! You're holding her!
I knew that name. Voice
of the Little Mermaid.
Jodie Benson is going to be hosting the Candlelight Processional on December 26th and 27th. So this year, guests can purchase 5 different holiday cookies. And once you've tried all 5, you can head to Holiday Sweets and Treats for the complimentary completer cookie with milk.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
What I
think you might have missed was you get a stamp
and passport.
Every time you carry a passport around, just like you did in Food and Wine, and you mark your You take the corresponding sticker off and put it in that country when you're doing Food and Wine, as that's going on right now. Well, you're going to get a passport for the holiday celebration, and I think that every time you go and purchase one of these particular cookies on the list, you get a stamp for it. You put it on the book to mark it. So when you've done all 5 cookies, you can, just like Jillian said, you can bring it to Holiday Sweets and Treats. They will look it over, and if you've got all your stickers in order, they're going to give you your reward, which is a completer cookie with milk. So to me, that sounds like a 6th cookie. Who can say no to a 6th cookie?
That'd be so good. Oh
you can't beat that with a stick. So on to the next news story. There are expanded offerings coming to early morning magic in Disney World's Magic Kingdom.
Ooh.
Now, we've all been starting to hear about early morning magic happening at Hollywood Studios, so that people can purchase for $75 per adult, and I think it's $69 or so per child, roughly. And you get to play for roughly 2 hours, and breakfast is supplied at Hollywood Studios. Well, I didn't even know that this has been going on since 2016
What?
in Magic Kingdom.
I've never even
For
heard of
select
early morning
areas.
magic, to be honest. Like, I know I'm a part of Living in Disney and I'm supposed to know everything, but I never knew that. That's the first time I've ever heard of early morning magic.
Yeah, so this is actually expanding from what they have already. So some of the details for early morning magic in Magic Kingdom are...
Some new changes are going to be coming to early morning magic in Magic Kingdom. So the first one is there's going to be a new location where you grab breakfast. So normally it would be Pinocchio's Village House, but that is going to be ending November 27th. And a new location has been announced, and it is going to be starting December 2nd.
That is correct.
Reveal the location. I have no clue what the location is.
Okay, well, so it's going to be Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe.
Ooh!
That's going to be your new location for breakfast options.
Ooh. I'm excited. We should do that.
So your offerings are going to include scrambled eggs, smoked bacon, sausage, breakfast potatoes, pancakes, pastries, cheese, and cured meats, seasonal fruits, oatmeal, granola, yogurt, juices, coffees, and teas. And this pricing is going to be $79 for adults and $69 for children. The play times are going to be 7:45 a.m. to 10 a.m. So that's longer than
it is.
Hollywood Studios. So it makes us wonder, will they expand playtime at Hollywood Studios for this particular event?
Only time will tell.
So it's going to be select Sundays and Tuesdays. So actually, if they're doing it till 10 a.m., then regular guests, I guess you can look to Magic Kingdom opening at 10, which is a little bit later than usual. So be sure to check your park times so that you don't show up and you're having to wait extra time for the park to open. Do we think this is worth it? We haven't tried it, but is it worth it? Here are the rides. Here are the rides that are going to be available.
The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, The Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Peter Pan's Flight, It's a Small World, Princess Fairy Tale Hall, and if you don't know what that is, it's where you can meet some princesses. Mad Tea Party, Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid. Now,
And don't forget Small World.
Right, It's a Small World. Now, I don't think that this is the best selection of rides. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Peter Pan's Fight is great. But like, come on, they could do better with the rides. Like, they could at least like open like Thunder Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain.
This to me is not worth it for us because we
Especially
can make our way around the park so strategically that we can get on every single one of those rides if we show up at Magic Kingdom from like 3 p.m. to midnight. But if we're on vacation, I think this is fantastic for anybody that's on vacation. Because if you come down and you have limited time to get on these rides and you have one day dedicated to Magic Kingdom or 2, this is a great way to take advantage one morning of just getting on all those rides and having the park to yourself for well over 2 hours. So I think it's good for tourists, vacationers, not so hot for annual pass members.
because I mean we can go anytime.
Yeah.
Alright, let's finish with the new snack coming to Disney, and this one's quite wacky from what I've heard about it.
Would you believe it if I told you you could have a waffle cone dipped in white chocolate with ice cream in vanilla ice cream in the middle with a slab of bacon stuck inside of it?
Ew!
This is what it looks like.
It sounds so disgusting. I'm gonna try.
But yet, it could be so good. It's actually described as a maple bacon shake, and it consists of maple gelato spun with milk and bacon bits inside of a white chocolate dipped waffle cone, topped with whipped cream
and a slice of bacon
for effect. How do you attack that? Do you take the bacon out and eat the bacon first, and then go to town on the rest? Or do you let it sit there for a while?
I would take out the bacon, like eat half of it, and then like dip it in the whipped cream, like the gelato and stuff, and then eat it to try it.
The way I see it is, it sounds gross.
It sounds disgusting.
But if they made it, then it has to be good. It has to be edible. It can't be as bad as it sounds.
Okay.
So we're gonna try that on our next trip to Disney Springs. Perhaps we're gonna have to try that. This is located in, I don't even know if I can say it, Vivoli il Gelato. Anyway.
Vivoli il Gelato.
So, we'll find out.
Vivoli il Gelato?
Yes. That is our news for this week. We'll be back sooner if something comes up that we feel like we need to report. Otherwise, count on seeing our news every Thursday here, right here. And I'm Corey.
I'm Jillian.
And we're Living in Biz.
Signing off.